Okay, it's good to be coming back. We need to get going here at home, and coming back to Lumen is a big deal to us, and we didn't get off to the right start, and so we get another chance at it. Our focus is to regain the kind of mentality that got us the kind of finish that we had last week. And so we do things right all the way through the end of the game and give ourselves that chance to win a football game. So we know we see a very hungry team coming in here. Carolina's hungry to get their win, get going. They're tough and they're physical up front. They like to run the football. They play really good up front in run and pass, terrific pass rush. This is a huge game for us, and I'm really hoping that we can find the feeling and capture the feeling of how you finish. And regardless of what happens earlier in the game, and you do a good job at the end so that you have a chance to win. So that's really the focus for us this week.
With all the front office connections that Carolina has to your front office, do you see similarities in like how they're built and the players that they go after?
Yeah, they haven't been there long enough to really show that, but yeah, because philosophically they come from a similar spot, and so we understand the guys that they pick, and we're familiar kind of with their thinking. So, and they are with us as well. So yeah, you're right on that. That definitely is starting to show up.
The numbers don't always tell the story. When you have a rookie quarterback, what makes him a threat, or what do you really have to pay attention to?
Well, he's the best player in America, and he's got great instincts and savvy and playmaking and confidence and all of that stuff, or they wouldn't have done it, And I think this is our third #1 pick in a row we're getting a quarterback, So we expect him to be terrific. If he's the guy out there playing, then we expect him to be able to do a lot of stuff. He's a very natural athlete and real gifted athlete, so he can move real well and all that, so he can create stuff. So those guys always cause problems.
When you have Adam Thielen there too, to be a little bit of a safety net for him, you've seen Thielen enough over the years. Why is he a great pass catcher?
He's one of those guys that you just count on. He's done it so much for so long that you know that he's going to make the right choice and the right decision. He's got all the savvy that a receiver could have, and so I mean he's a focal point. They've got other guys too now. They got a good crew. So, but he's definitely a guy they're trying to target.
When you were looking at quarterbacks throughout the draft process, what stood out to you about Bryce and the player he was and evaluating?
Yeah, that was a great experience, really. I enjoyed the heck out of that and getting to see the guys and get to talk with them and all that. Did give us insights into the guys, and he was just overall the most productive performer, and he had control of the game and did so many things so naturally, so smart and so tuned into the game. He was just really impressive. So, there was a huge decision for those teams to figure that out, and I mean, I can see why they took him first, because he's a winner, he's a champion, he's won at every level, he's always been great, and so you expect that to happen here in the league too.
This time the big challenge is getting over a tough loss. How similar or different is the process of, okay, all that emotion in the win, we got to put that behind us?
Yeah, John, this is really what what this day is about for us, is to deal with what happened properly, after Monday, and get back in here and put our focus back in order so that we can get ready for the next challenge. And so I mean, this is kind of a classic one extreme, other extreme. We had a terrific game on the road under all those circumstances, coming off the mess we threw here. So in both directions, the previous game can cause distractions and keep you hung into whatever just happened, and we try to have a tremendous discipline about learning how to do that, so we can always come back and always get back on track. And I think it's been something we've been doing for a long time. It's a skill that guys acquire, but that we need the experiences to do it. So there were so many things that came out of this game this past week that are measurably important to us, and for learning and getting better and growing, and the lessons and all of that. The most important thing is really being disciplined about coming right back to work. What we did last week has nothing to do with what's going on now.
How many seasons or weeks, Pete, does it take a guy to internalize that and actually?
That's a good question. I don't know that, Greg. What for a guy that really internalized it, where he really acts on it and all, I don't know. But he needs to feel the guys around him. That's what's more important. So they feel the leadership, and that's exactly what we learned last week. And the leadership can give them insights that they wouldn't be able to get to on their own, and so they just kind of follow along. So that's why it's important that we verbalize and point out the illustrations and and try to get better. It's not like one time you just tell them and then they figure it out. This is how many times can you keep coming back to the same theme and from a different way in a creative manner so that the guys, you capture more guys to learn and understand and take advantage of it.
When did you learn the importance of that in the NFL structure, how the Wednesday was the cutoff day of let's move on to the next?
Well, and it's about 20 years now I've been doing it, this way. I wasn't really captured. I didn't really have this captured back in the New England days or the Jets days. This is more recent than that. So whatever.
Was Riq in the walkthrough today?
Excuse me.
Was Riq in the walkthrough today?
No.
How's he feeling?
He's pretty sore. Yeah, he's pretty sore. It's going to be a pretty good recovery for him to get back.
Jason's had a couple uncharacteristic misses last couple games. Have you had a conversation with him? Where do you think
Just
his head's
that I'm backing him the whole way. I'm totally in support. Know that he's going to hit the next one that we kick. And after the couple, he came right back and banged it and did fine. So, we love him. He's been a great player for us, and we're counting on him.
Just to clarify with Woolen, you say it's going to take a big recovery to get back by Sunday?
Yes.
Is IR in play right now? Is that
No.
How is Charles Cross? How is Charles?
Charles Cross, he's getting better. Yeah, he's feeling more confident and that he's making progress. It's a day-to-day, observation to see how he's making progress. He wasn't in walkthrough today.
What happened with Mike Morris? Either your decision making there, does he need to have further surgery?
Yeah, he does, and he's got a shoulder issue that it's been around, and so now it's just aggravated to the point where the best thing we can do is to get him well. So he's going to get operated on. They're figuring out now when to do it. And there's not a rush to do it, but he'll do it, in the near future here. I would think in the next week or so. But it's really unfortunate. Mike had done such a good job with us, had made such a good impression on us, and we had a whole role mapping out for him to fit in and all that. We just have to put it on hold, and he's sick about it, and we're all sick about it, but that's what happens sometimes, and we got to get him right and fix him up. And this is a surgery that takes, months, so to recover from. He will recover, and he'll be fine, but it just takes a while, so.
Is it realistic Jason Peters could play this week?
I don't know if it's realistic or not. We're taking that one week at a time. See, he came out of the first week pretty good. Didn't feel too stoved up or at all, and so we'll see how this week goes. 2 to 3 weeks is probably at least what it should take. Maybe by the end of the week he could be available, but by next week, if he makes it through and everything goes smoothly, then we'll really be talking about his availability.
Curry said after the game that Peters really helped him last week. Did you happen to see that or see the impact that Peters had?
Matter of fact, I did. And I talked to Jason about it today. It was really cool. It's kind of like Adrian Peterson did. It's the same kind of impact. These guys have such great stature and such. They resonate with the kids, the younger guys, so well that they really can have an impact. What's cool about Jason and like Adrian, they cared about it, helping the guys. They really. It was important to him to see if he could, have an impact. So he contributed to our win in the ways that he could, and so and all that he's competing just like we hope.
You guys are honoring the Super Bowl team Sunday. Do you allow yourself time to kind of reflect on that during a week like this? Or
there's a little schedule and there's some things going on. I'm not paying attention to it yet. There's something coming up on Friday. I know what's happening. I told the players about it and all that. But other than that, we're not going to do much with it, until whatever we have to do. We'll see the guys on Saturday. I hope a bunch of them at our walkthrough, and then I'm so proud that they're coming back, and they'll have a blast. Just seeing each other and being together and all that. That'll be the best part of it. Them just getting together. So it's a nice thing that the club's doing. It's a beautiful anniversary. So we'll hope they have a great time with it.
Along those same lines, some of those guys from that team have said being part of a winning culture also taught them how to engage in the community, because they're competitors, so they wanted to find ways to help and to make things better. To hear that from some of your guys, what does that mean for you and the legacy that you're leaving?
Well, no, I love hearing that. I love hearing that. What I love more is the work that they're doing, and the fact that our guys that are in the area, they all of them seem to have found some kind of a lead into be helpful and hopeful for other people and work with others and have an effect on them and impact. And meanwhile, they're the businessmen in them has really shown up too. Everybody's doing something, and so yeah, really proud of that. I mean, we even get to see Marshawn making commercials, so.
Is it particularly unique for Bobby this week, if this is all going on, all his
Yeah.
former teammates are here, but he's still got a game?
Yeah,
here?
this is a once in a lifetime deal when you have 10-year anniversary of something like this, and he's those guys. They're the same, and so we've already started talking about putting it in the right perspective. And I mean, if he could handle the first week and the second week coming back to us and all that, he'll be great about it. I'm not worried about it at all. But I hope he enjoys too. He enjoys, or he deserves those moments also.
With Morris, does he have any chance to get back this year, or is it going to be?
No, we're not thinking that.
When did the decision with Tyreek Smith?
We got some roster deals that we had to work out, and sometimes you just have to make some decisions. And he's done a nice job so far, and we're not this is a roster move that we had to make.
I think it was a week ago today, we saw Bobby give that speech right before practice here. How much did that really set the tone for what we ended up seeing on Sunday?
It totally did. I mean, it was. I made a big deal about it to you guys because it was a remarkable moment, and it wasn't so much what he said; it was the reaction that he gained from it. And I mean, it led us right into a fantastic week, and performed in accordance with kind of the leadership that he set out. So it was an amazing moment.
How are Boye Mafe and Devin Bush doing?
We're counting on them. Counting on them. They're going today, and we're counting on them to be available if they can make it through the week. So we got to see how that goes day to day. But they're both going full go today.
Is there any update on Abe Lucas and how his procedure went, or is this?
Yeah, he can already sense a little bit of improvement, and that's a good sign because sometimes this takes quite a while for the effect of it. So he's doing fine, and he's getting around fine and all that. He's not hobbled at all, and he's continuing to work out as he is able. So I don't have any timeline for you on that, but he's good results so far.
How's DK?
He's gonna make it through the week. He'll be all right. We're gonna take care of him, but he's gonna be all right.
Do you think that Jamal has a chance to possibly play for you this week if things go well through the week, or do you not know that yet?
There's always the possibility that the guy, he could play because he's practicing with us. He'll go full go today and have a great week, I hope. We're planning on, making sure that we don't do it until the time is exactly right. So we're trying to just measure that, sensing from how he feels and all that. He's really excited about how close he is now. So we'll see what happens.
Witherspoon, do you want to keep him on the left side for now, or do you want him to play some inside as well?
That's a possibility for us, because we have worked him inside, and you see how we'll fit it together. But he's capable. He'll play inside really well when the time comes if we get him in there. So I liked the way it happened. I mean, it was hard enough on him as it was, just playing outside the whole time and not having to jump in and out and all. But he's really capable. So we'll see how that goes.
You mentioned that you talked to Witherspoon during the game, and he said that it came easy for him. So is there messaging about the consistency from that opportunity from last week to this week and continue to perform at a high level then?
Yeah. You don't know right now. It's his first game to his second game, and so we have to see how he responds. I'm watching him really carefully and talking with him during the week. Same thing with Trey Brown. Trey Brown had a great football game last week. I talked to him today about it. What that, how that can impact this next week and. Whatever, the conversations that he's involved with in interviews or whatever's happening, it can affect a guy. So all of those, every one of these guys has got a story that we're working with, and some guys are more obvious than others. Spoon playing for his first time, his first game, how did it impact him? I've already talked to him about it, and how's he handling it and all that. And I'm learning him. We haven't had enough chance to really see him respond to stuff, so I can't tell you how he's going to do, but if I'm guessing, he's going to do great. He'll gain from the first experience. He'll be more clear, more comfortable with it, and he'll feel even better. And maybe he gets rid of a couple plays that happened that that we didn't like. So it's nothing but positive, in how he's going to handle this.
Even in losses, Carolina's defense has put up pretty good numbers through 2 games. What do they do well in
They're
that
really tough up front. They're tough up front on the run and rushing the passer. Their technique's solid and scheme-wise good. They look for their chances to highlight their guys in the rush. They got a fantastic rusher in Burns, and it's just a good group in every way. If Shaq doesn't play, I'm not sure how that goes here. Without him, he's a really good player too, and so that would be somewhat of a loss. But they're they're loaded. You know, this is a really good group.
What's your thoughts on where your running game is after 2 weeks seeing the
We
wins?
need to keep working. We're not where we need to be. We're not there. We got a lot of work to do. This is going to be very difficult against these guys as well. But we're not there yet. Our consistency is not there. You know, we just got to keep at it.
What have you liked about your run defense through 2 weeks?
Everything, really, everything that we're doing right now is a big improvement. Really, the containment and the perimeter play is really cleaned up. That's minimizing the breakout plays was one. The aggressiveness and the toughness of the guys up front. It's fitting together well, and we've been very, very aggressive with how we've been playing it, and hopefully we can keep rolling.
You guys are counting on Jay Reed a lot in that aspect. Has he kind of delivered what you were expecting through 2 weeks?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. He's been a huge factor for us, and so we're counting on him. He's a big part of the scheme. You know, hopefully that he can keep going and doing his thing. So.
Jordan played on Sunday.
Well, yeah, I thought he played well again. He's had 2 really good back-to-back weeks for coming off, you know, the inactivity and all that. He seems more confident, more accurate with his fits and his assignments, and not so much assignments, but just playing the scheme. And I'm really excited that he looks so good. He looks physical and fast and tough. He's made some terrific plays. And he's fit. He and Bobby have both played really well, and that's been a big part of the run game. They've tackled well and hit well and you know, really secured some great stops.
What kind of stress does it put on a defense when you have multiple tight ends who can contribute like that on Sunday versus maybe how some teams just have like one really dominant guy there?
You know, I don't know that it makes that much difference, because if there's only one guy on the field, it's the tight end position, you know. But it's a great asset for us. I thought that was a great showing by our 3 guys. They played great in that game and all had a significant impact and formidable plays and all of that. So, you know, I don't know. It sounds good to think that, boy, how are they going to handle the tight ends? Well, it just depends how many are on the field at the time and what we're doing with them and all that. But our guys are all capable of really being factors.
Those guys, Will, Colby, and Noah, make it out of the game healthy?
Will's a little banged up. Yeah, he got banged. He's had a shoulder that's been bothering him. So the other 2 guys are okay. Noah took a good shot, but I think he's going today, and we'll hold Will back today.
What has Trey Brown showed you? I mean, comes back from the injury, comes back from starting and then not starting on Sunday. What is he keeps coming back.
He's competed his tail off to be there all the time for us. I always remind you guys that, you know, he started way back when, you know, before he got banged up, and that's because he had played really well and he had shown what he shows now. He's consistent, he's quick, he's really explosive, he's got good instincts, he's got playmaking in him. So, you know, the competition has been terrific at this position. He's had a great camp, and in this game in particular, he just lit it up and did some great stuff. That's not really a surprise, because that's what he's shown and what he's played like. He's very capable. So he's shown nothing but positive stuff, and he looks like a guy that belongs out there.
Signing Artie to the. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. The follow-up on that would be, I think you mentioned before that DJ Reed kind of showed you that body type or style could play here. Is Brown play like him, or is he different?
I see him physically a little bit different, but both guys are very aggressive, you know, and they really are willing to take their shots because they're really confident players, and that usually it's kind of like what Spoon's like too, you know. They position themselves sometimes better than other guys because they're willing to go for it, and they get a lot of confidence to make that happen.
Signing Artie to the 53, what have you kind of thought about what his role has done for you guys
Artie's
so far?
done really well. This is by far the best we've seen Artie. He's been the most consistent, the most directed, all the way through the offseason. And I'm really glad for him that he's elevated his play. And he's, you know, playing in the nickel spot. He's done a nice job. He's done a nice job hitting and tackling and doing all the things that job demands. You know, I'm happy for him that he gets, you know, to get on the full-time roster and all that. But he's been part of this deal the whole way, and so we're really excited about him.
Where does Mike Jackson fit into the cornerback mix right now?
He's right there. Mike's had a terrific run with us too, so it's just there's a lot of competition right now. Mike's a versatile player, and you know, we like what he brings and have no problem. If he's in the game, we feel comfortable, just like we did last year with him. So it's just been very competitive, and so it's a tough spot to break in right now. But he still is we have all the confidence in the world to play him, and he'll jump in there and do whatever we need him to.
Pete, given all the movements at cornerback, what kind of leadership have you seen from Quandre Diggs, especially in the game?
Yeah, Q is an amazing leader. You know, the guys have so much respect for him because of the way he handles himself, the way he plays. He's such a tough guy out there. He's been very important to us, you know, in working with Julian and making sure that, you know, he came along and fit together with all that. Q's been instrumental. The guys really look up to him.
Anything else? Thank you.